Good morning, this is Fairness Support, and today we are going to know about our finance module in detail. We will be covering every minor detail of finance, including the fees and all other transactions, and straight to the PSLA processing also. So again, we need to log in with the credentials of admin so that we can explore what all privileges can be done at maximum. So to access the finance module, you can use this icon on the dashboard itself. Moreover, you can also go through the more menu and find finance that even. In either of the ways, you will be redirected to a page which is called the finance home page. In finance, you will be able to see a number of links up here. So these links can be carried up here. So we would be going through each of the links in detail. So we will be starting up with fees first of all. Again, fees, we see a number of links here. Now we will be going in detail what each of these links is all about. So in your institution, it's a general scenario that you need to create some fees and you need to schedule some due dates for a particular fees. And again, you have students who will be paying the fees. So the whole process can be easily staged up in Farina using this fees link. So we will be starting up with the creation of fees first of all. The fees can be created using the create fees link, and then you need to start using a category first of all. Let us say that I want to create a category, and in that category I will be having several particulars. So this category can be specific to a particular batch, or it can also be taken as common to a whole institution. So you need to create a master category first of all. So what I'm doing is I'm creating a master category, the name MAS, and I am making it specific to only a special batch, and my favorite batch would be UKGB 2013. On clicking into it, my category is been created. That's what the notification says to me. Then uh, having created the categories, you need to create the particulars. Again, the particulars can be created by two different ways. Straightly you need to select the batch here and see what all categories are there for this particular, what all particulars are there for the created category. Since we do not have any particulars, you will be getting a message called no particulars to display. Moreover, we need to create some particulars so that this can be available here. So to create particulars, you can create it from here with the name, like let us say tuition fees, and now you get three options where you can check out each of any of the one below, like all, admission number, and student category. If you click upon all, this master category, or this particular would be applicable to every person who will be paying money through this master category. Again, if you choose admission number, so the particular that you have created would be specific only to the specific students whose admission number will be typed here. If you have number of students, you can separate the admission number by comma, and then comes the student category. So if you click upon student category, you will be asked to choose a list of categories that has already been created in the settings itself. So this category, only the students who belong to this category would be having this particular. So let us say, as we, for a common scenario, tuition fees is common to all, so we would be creating tuition fees like 200, and on create I get an amount of 200 as tuition fees. Now it's time to create some more, like sports fees, and again I want to create some of the for a particular student category. Then on creating student category, I'll be on clicking student category, I'll be getting a amount of, let us say, for only local students they have to pay rupees 50 for local students. So as we can see in the scenario created, we have 200 dollars as fees for tuition, against tuition fees, and when it comes to sports fee, only the student who belong to the local category will be paying 50 bucks extra. So this is all about how we can create the particulars. The same thing can also be created by using this link here, create particulars, where you need to choose the batch. The same goes for the other option also. There we also choose the batch and use the three kinds of selection. These are three options to create master categories. Then comes the discount. So you would always have some kind of discounts for your students. So to deal with such a scenario, you can just go to create discount and select any of the discount types available here. Let us say that if you have batch or student, your discount type is batch. Discount type is batch would mean that you would be willing to give discount to the whole batch itself. Then in such a case, you need to select the discount type to be batch, put the name as something else, and the fee category that was created earlier, as we have created a fee category called mass, and the name of discount I will putting it as special discount. Again, this discount can also be related to some kind of category. So if you select category here and select category here and put a discount like only for the physically handicapped student or some other students, this would also be available here. So this is how you need to create discounts. And moreover, whenever you create discount, in the receipt of the fees, it would be available, which is expected in normal scenario, that the discount has been given, and on what basis, that will also be specified up. So the name of the discount that we have given is something like the special discount, and then on clicking create, my fee discount has been created. Supposing if you want to view more discounts, then you can also go to view discount and see what all discounts are available for the other batches too. And if for a particular fee category, if you do not have any discount, then this is the flash message that you are likely to get. So this was all about creating of master fees. Now, having created the master fees and stuffed particulars into it, and again appended the same with some discounts, we need to create some fee collection dates. To create fee collection dates, all you need to do is just click upon schedule fee collection and click create fee collection from this link. The create fee collection link would ask you to select a fee category and the batch to which that fee collection should be applicable. So you have created a number of you have created number of categories, and at the time of creation of categories, we have assigned the batch to which this category will be applicable. So that list would be available here. At the time we have created only this batch, so this is available now. So now we would be creating some fee collection with the name October collection, and on clicking on create, my fee collection date has been created. So again, you can also see that whenever you have created a fee collection, that would be available in the calendar itself. I would be selecting calendar, and for today's date, as the fee collection is done, so you'll be getting 24 as that is today's date, which would be highlighted in the calendar itself. So this was all about creating the fee collections. Now once the fee collection has been done, the students are to be ready to pay the fees. Moreover, you can also view the fee collections by selecting the batch here, and there you go to see the list of all the fee collection which are applicable for the particular batch. So this is how you need to select the fee collections, schedule the fee collections. Next comes the job of collecting the fees. To collect the fees, you need to click upon fee submission by course or fee submission for each student. The fee submission by course thing would mean that you are paying the fees of each of the students by course by selecting the course itself. So you need to select the batch here to pay the fees, then the fee collection date, and here's the place where you can pay the fees of students. Or this is how you can pay the fees of a particular student for a fee collection date. So as you can see that these students are non-local, so they won't be getting the extra 50 bucks as particulars, but only the local students will be getting the 50 bucks as particulars. As per the other thing that we have created the discount of 10% against the total. So this would be due for each of the student, for due against the students. So again, if you want to pay the fees of for a particular student, you can just go select the batch and course and the fee collection date, and there you need to select the payment mode. On selecting payment mode, if you have the online payment plugin, the page will redirect to you to an online payment gateway. Then we have other modes of transaction like cash and DD. So you can moreover note the payment notes here, and on clicking on to pay fees, you'd be able to get the receipt of the payment done. So this is how the payment can be done for each of the students. Moreover, if you want to make a fee submission for each student, so all you need to do is just go upon, type the name of the student, and you would get a list of possibilities, and on selecting to your preferred one, you will be redirected to the fee payment page where you can pay the fees of this particular person. So this was all about scheduling the fees, creating the fee collection dates, or creating fees, and paying fees of this and submission of fees. This is the way how you can pay the fees of each student by just simply typing the name, and you'll get a place where you can pay the fees. So this is how you will be able to pay the fees of students. Next comes the fee structure. Supposingly, if you want to see a fee structure of a particular person, then just click upon his name, and on selecting the name and the fee collection, you would be able to know what the fee structure is all about. Next comes the fee defaulters part. So again, at times you would be in your institution, you would be coming across some scenarios where you need to have a list of all the defaulters of a course, of a particular course, and a batch, and for a particular fee collection date. So all you need to do is just do the recommended do the corresponding settings, and on getting the settings you will be able to see the whole list of fee defaulters. Again, against each of the student we have a pay fees link. You can click the pay fees link to pay the fees of each of the students. So this is how you can manage your defaulters. Next comes the fee imports. In fee imports, as you can see that whenever you come across fee import, you will get a pay sum which would look something like this. This should mean that here we are assigning the student which fee collection dates are to be applicable for him. Let us say that you have a fee collection, you have a list of fee collection dates that I am having right now, and on seeing these fee collection dates and on clicking against each of the students, I am assigning that all the students have to pay the checked ones. So but if I want to have some particular student who are to be levied from paying some special fee collection dates, though you can just go upon, select the name of the student and click against it. So whenever only the clicked ones would be available for this particular student to be paid. Otherwise, if you select none, this student won't be available in any of the defaulters list. This was all about fee imports. Then we have again instant fees, so you can even create manage instant fees here. So instant fees is the concept, it follows the concept of creating and paying fees instantly. For supposing, let us say that you have to create a in an emergency condition, you have to create some kind of or raise some kinds of funds from students, then you can just create a category and particular, and inside this category you can create some particulars and the reason, and then you can create some instant fees which should be payable by all students of the institution. So this was all about their fee structure, the fees part of finance. Now we will be moving up to the rest part of the finance, where we have things like category and transactions. Again, every transaction in your finance should come under a category. So again, this category should be an income or a expense. So whenever you are creating a finance category, you would be asked to check up the checkbox where you are asked, is this under income? So let us say that you have found a new ways of finance for your institution. Let us say that your school or your institution raises some money by organizing some floral cultivations. Then you would need to write a description for this, and as it comes under income, you can click create. Moreover, you can see list of already created categories here, like salary, donation fee, hostel instant fee, inventory, library and transport are the already default created ones. Moreover, the ones that you can see here right from the applicant registration to the one that we have created right now is the user created finance categories. So whenever there is an income or expenditure, you can just enter the income and expense and classify it that under which category these transactions of yours comes into place. So you can even delete it, but please mind that before deleting or creating any finance, whether it's income or expenditure, you need to keep a track record on whether this thing has an income or expenditure. As you can see that only the delete options are available for certain categories. So if you have already created some income or expense, then you won't be able to see this here. So this was all about the finance categories and all. Next comes the transactions. Again, in transactions we have something called the add expense and add income. So whenever you click upon add expense, you would be able to see that you are getting a page where you need to fill what were the expenses for a certain thing. So let us say that you have an expense which comes under any of the categories here, like purchase of books for students, which would always come for under an expense, and the amount you can put it up here, and the category would always come under inventory. So on filling up the mandatory details and on clicking save, your expense has been created. So, and it would always be added into your accounts. In the same way, you can go upon the income part, where you can check up type the reason for of income there, and on clicking on to create, you would be able to see all the incomes here. The normal incomes like the fees and the others would always be coming up here, and you can always see on which date what all incomes were created. The whole list of incomes right from the date that you selected as start date to the date till now. So here I've selected January 1 to till now. I would be able to see the list of all the incomes here. So I can see that the money which has flown through to the institute using all this income list. So this is how you can have a track record of all your incomes and expenses. Then comes the report. Supposingly, if you want to see the report of a particular period, then all you need to do is just click upon the particular start date and enter the end date here, and here you go to have a track record of all the incomes and expenses done for the selected period, along with the graphical approach. Moreover, if you want to have a PDF report of the same, you can just click upon PDF report and you will be redirected to a page where you can have the PDF, or the PDF will be directly downloaded into your system. Moreover, you will be getting on which all date that particular transaction had happened. So this is how you can deal up with your transactions. Then comes a compare transaction, and in compare transaction, again, as the name suggests, you would be able to compare your transactions for two different periods. So you would be able to see the comparison which is through a graphical as well as a statistical approach too. Next comes the donations, where you can collect your donations from the donors. So here you need to first of all write the name of the donation and the description, and type the amount here and click upon add. On completing the process, you would be able to see what was the transaction all about. You can even get a receipt of the transaction applied for. Moreover, you can always see the list of all the donors here. On clicking upon donors, you would be able to see what all donors have invested, how much money as donations. Then comes the automated transaction part. Automated transaction part is the very interesting part in finance, where you can even create your tax, and your tax related things can be managed here. Supposing, let us say that if in your institution, in the region that you would be living up, you have an option, or you have a rule where, or a on your particular part, where you can create a certain amount of money is to be deducted from your transactions. So let us say that, let us first of all create an auto transaction to have a better clarity. So you can have your categories here, like applicant registration, flourish and income one. So what all transactions would be coming here would have to be going under by, have to be deducted by some percentage of 5% or 6% or something like that. So whenever there is an income added with under this automated transaction, which has with under this transaction, under this income which has automated transaction into it, so that amount of money would be deducted from your account, and it would be coming under expenses itself. So this is how the auto transactions are is dealt with. Then comes the payslip. Again, the payslip is a part of the HR, where the HR is the one who applies for a payslip for his employees, and the person who is in charge of the finance has the right to approve or reject the payslip of an employee. So if you want to view the payslip of employees, and on selecting the departments here, he would be able to see what all who all persons are pending, and who all persons are yet to be approved. So here is a list of all the all the employees, where, and we can see the payslip status has been approved. You can even view it, or else if you haven't approved it, being the admin, you would be able to view it, and there you will be getting an option to approve or reject the payslip. Once approved, the status would be approved, and that amount of money would be added to the accounts. Moreover, we have an option called one-click approve payslip. That would mean that what all money uh, which is standing against for all the employees will be directly added to the accounts, and mm, those money for will be coming under salary for each of the employees. So summing up, we can say that one-click approve payslip is the place where you can approve the payslip of all your employees at a go. Then comes your asset liability management. In asset liability management, you can have a track record of all your assets and liabilities here. So you can create a new asset, you can even view all your assets here. You can even create one. To create a new asset, you need to go to create, tap the relevant details here, take the title, description and amount, and there you will be able to create a new asset. The same goes up for the liabilities, where you can manage all your liabilities. You can view the liabilities. A liability can be something like funding for a PH and all, and create it. So this is all about the finance module. But we have something else here called the Tally Export plugin. The Tally Export is a different kind of plugin which is to be used, which is another plugin, and it can be dealt with other webinars. So this is all about today's webinar on finance. Now we will be moving up with the queries quickly.